FXBros.
Yes, sir. We are back. Another live edition for this analysis on Australian dollar. It's Sunday, August 18th, and we have continued bullishness. I kind of reset my the parameters on this wedge pattern we've been kind of playing in. Previously, I had it kind of basing off of this structure and this structure here. Actually, no, it was off this structure. The high of December 28th last year, basically the height of the year, coming from last year into January. And I reset it to these wicks from the low. It's the low of October 14th? 13th. October 13th, October 25th on last year, and October 13th was 2022. So 2022, 2023, and then the low of this year, which is Monday the 5th, August the 5th. So we have that kind of trend situation, and from the bullish side, we have the height of 2023 in January, the end of January going into February. And then, like I said, I transitioned from the high of December 23rd to the high of July this year. It was like July 14th, 15th. So all that pretty much locked in. And right now we're looking at this level of a wedge. Honestly, I mean, we look at the higher time frames, but this area still hasn't been filled. We have a lot of areas that haven't been fully filled. Primarily looking at the this 4-hour zone from the 2nd of January. We tapped into this area right here on that high of July 11th into the 12th, around there. Tapped into that high, but we still have another area up here from 2023 last year on November 14th. Still hasn't been tapped into since we left that area. And we got a lot of liquidity up here, so I'm going to bet that the market ultimately reaches that. Now, on the flip side, we do have structure being built to the downside. So one could say we are forming bearish structure on the daily time frame. I mean, of course, we haven't made an extreme low. We've kind of been, like I said, forming this wedge. We've been having lower highs and higher lows in a sense. Also, we still have areas to the downside that we need to look into and possibly be prepared to target. But as far as the bullish side goes, I would heavily try to take profit. I feel like we can break through this zone that we kind of already broken through. It wasn't a close, a retest, and continuation, so I still leave this area up. But ultimately, I feel like we can come up to this range, this 4-hour range, if we continue on this bullish trajectory. Before we even get there, though, we need to see how we're going to react off this. If we're going to, respect this trend line that we have. And I would say that probably won't get hit. I mean, it could be this week, but yeah, it could be. It could be because it's not. It already fought through the consolidation pretty much of what the high of like say like 66.85, 66.80 to the low of like 65.95 or 66 flat if you just want to keep it even. We already broke past that. You know, we still pushing bullish, but we already have a high on the daily so far of 66.86. So we didn't push by much, but we did um, successfully without any pullbacks break through this area. Now, what would cause for a sign of a pullback is if this daily closes tomorrow at 4 o'clock bearish. And we will be able to see that on the 4 hour. So that would look like maybe a continued level of bullishness. So this could be an area of resistance that we can find, 67.15 to 67.20. Up in that range, we could reach that height and turn around. But like I said, if we came this high, we came this high for a reason, for the most part. Yes, we may get a lot of pullbacks, but that's only to entice sellers into the market just so they can treat them as liquidity to go higher. You know, as far as the structure we have in a 4 hour, I would say 65 for the evenness is a level we need to stay above. We don't need to break that level on the 4 hour or the daily, primarily for the daily, for us to continue on this bullish trajectory. Yeah, we'll look at the news in a little bit, but let's take a step out. What are we, mid-August? So let's see what the month is looking like. Let's take all this off. We got some clean charts. So we're looking at this. Every candle you see represents a month. Currently, we're in August, as you can see. We were kind of heavily bearish until the market reacted to sweeping this low, creating a new low of the year, especially off the news, and then pushing bullish. And we were treating this as a sure bet because if you look at history, you look at these bearish engulfings on the monthly, and they pretty much seem to play out somewhat. You know, it's very rare. I'm not gonna say it's impossible, but it's rare that you see on the monthly that you see a bearish and possibly in some instances a bullish scenario on the higher time frames like the monthly and the weekly, where the next candle doesn't continue in that trend. Now, like I said, for some instances, like I said, this bullish engulfing pattern, of course, that didn't continue higher, but it was coming from already, you know, bearish momentum. As we see the market still selling off, struggling with all these wicks. So mental note, when you see a lot of wicks rejecting the same area, same and bodies are not, you know, increasing, man, that's a lot of people taking profit, and ultimately going in heavy on the sell. Right here, taking profit, enticing buyers into the market because they possibly look like, okay, this bullishness right here, this bullish engulfing is now being played out right here. So now, even though, you know, a lot of long-term traders, you know, swing trade, so they'll look at this scenario, especially all this. You look at this, oh, we finally about to push higher. And, you know, depending on what time frame, if you were trading a month, you may have to wait a full quarter or maybe a half a year before the market, you know, turns into in your favor. So in this scenario, it did have to wait, but only to find out that that play that would have made this move positive and profitable turned into a bearish engulfing, and it never looked back since, especially from these highs. Looking at the monthly, we did come to a settling point, especially stemming from October, September of 2022. We haven't really made any extreme bearish structure. We've kind of been holding a nice strong support. And as you can see, we got rejection weeks here. The market returned to this level. Couldn't break any lower. Third quarter of the year, turned bullish. Third quarter of the year for here, turned bullish. And as we approach the third quarter, it would be nice, I'm going to keep it real, if just for this scenario, just for the fact that we're entering in the last quarter, the fourth quarter, I ain't gonna lie, even though I like the bullishness, but it would be nice if we maybe sweep some kind of highs up here, or maybe not even go this high, find some kind of struggle. And for this month, probably the next few weeks, we see a bearish continuation and ultimately ending this candle as a bearish candle. Now, what would that do? That would set up September for engulfing, and then the fourth quarter can rip up into new highs if that's the move. Stemming from history, like I said, we got fourth quarter action, not making new highs, but bullish. Fourth quarter action, not really making new highs or nothing, but bullish. We go back 2021, fourth quarter action was kind of shaky. It was really unsure. I was kind of heavy into the settling of the pandemic. Fourth quarter 2020 still had bullishness. Probably the height of that bullishness after markets rebounded from COVID news from the first and second quarter of 2020 as it spread into the U.S. Yeah. And of course, November, fourth quarter, October was kind of hesitant, which led to sales because that's when it was widespread for the pandemic to especially reach, America around that time. First got news, it was in Asia only, then it spread to America and everywhere else, and the markets reacted. So, speaking on all that, looking at the monthly, it would be nice for us to get a bearish candle and then followed by bullish engulfing and then continued bullishness for the fourth quarter. This could be a precedented event. We could get a sandwich leading us into the bullishness. Who knows? But we do know, looking at the charts, we are in a strong bearish trajectory. Even though we've been holding steady at this resistance down here, the support, the resistance is falling. Like we had strong resistance here, then the market met with resistance here. It's kind of still holding in this range. I could easily say like a range of 68 cents, roughly 68. 10, maybe a little plus, but 68 flat, just roughly. It's been kind of holding. So that will be a first for us to break above 68. That would be a first for so far for this year. Because I believe the market started what was 68.47. Let's go to the weekly and see. We'll drop down to the weekly. And look at the beginning of the year, which was here, and then January was here. So the high was 68.28, 68.30. So 68.30. Let's say that. That would definitely not be a high for last year, but it would definitely be a high for the current year, 2024. The weekly, if we look at the monthly, Like I said, we might be getting a sandwich on this monthly, but we're coming from a bearish engulfing. Actually, two bearish engulfings. We'll look at the one from January, the beginning of the year. This is the monthly, beginning of the year, and then the month of July. We had two bearish engulfings, first and the 6th, or the 7th. We go to the weekly. It's still showing that bearish engulfing here. Still showing that bearish engulfing here. So the weekly was lining up, but we also see the bullish side. Like I said, that strong support that's being held since 2022. Let's take a look at the monthly. Let's see, it's more definite right there. 68. I mean, 63. 63. 50. 63.50. Go to the weekly. 63.50 is roughly there. Bam. So this low is 63. You'll see how the market is respecting that support and pretty much giving us some nice entries around that area. So we've already had, I'd say for the year, we've had two, but it was coming off of old support stemming from the fourth quarter last year. And still to this day, that high hasn't been tested yet. The high of the last week of December. Can it go there now? I feel like it can, only because if we look at this low, even though it was the new low of the year, so the market said, okay, this is as low as we want to go. We get a bullish engulfing, and then the market reverses bullish. From this bullish engulfing, how powerful was it? Did we sweep like a strong, powerful support? No, we didn't. The strongest powerful support was October 2023. So showing a little signs of weakness. Going bullish, did we sweep the high, the extreme high? No, we didn't. Still in all, even though that's the extreme high of the ending of the last week of December, if we look at simply just 2024, this would be, I mean, it's not the high because the high is still embedded in this candle, which kind of started in December and then led into November. I mean, January. So being that it didn't create a new high, it did create a structure point, just like this low created a structure point. But what they didn't do was sweep extreme previous levels. Previous level low from October 2023 and the high of the last week in December 2023. Those levels have been swept. So now we do have extreme points for 2024. We so far in April we had an extreme low, and in July 8th we attempted to make a new extreme high, but failed by, I think it was like 30, 35 pips. We failed to make a new extreme high. So what the low did after we reversed that, so the market said this is high as we want to go right now, or if you want to look at it from, gaps in the market, to fill in true price, it did what it had to do. The market ran up into this gap area, filled that area, did what it had to do. Now, in turn, from that point, since it did what it had to do on the bullish side, maybe it wasn't supposed to create a new high. Maybe it was just supposed to fill in that range. So it did what it had to do. After creating a bearish engulfing to sell off, because the market was ready to, it done its job, and the hedge funds and the market makers know that. So enter in more sales to add to this sell position, uh, coming from that first week of January, because it was a bearish engulfing. When that sell position activated on July 15th, the only significant thing it did And what it was supposed to do, as we see now, is create a new low of the year. That was big. Uh, but it didn't create it as price, the structure of the candles actually reaching to, the price of 64 flat or 63.80 or 70 for that matter. We wicked down. So as you can see, we had candles and structure with the bodies settling at 64.15 around April. This move down, the bodies kind of settled at 65.10, but wicked all the way down to 63.50. That was a big drop. I ain't gonna lie. That was a very big drop. That was even from the lows, 65, 64, that's well over 150 pips and on a weekly. But this same move was on the daily and probably the 4 hour once I put it up. So, you know, I'm not trying to say that the weekly only prints 150 pips every week or nothing like that. Because it probably does that on average, maybe a little more, maybe a little less. But nonetheless, whatever day this was, it sold out tremendous. And I know it was news. But yeah, the market sold out, created a new low. So from that extreme, sweeping liquidity, creating a new low, price coming down to levels we haven't seen since April, that's enough strength. Think about it as far as pulling a rubber band, 2 inches down and releasing it. This is pulling a rubber band 10 inches down and releasing it. So the height of that pullback should and could create a sweep of the extreme high of the year, creating a new high of the year. Now, what you have to realize is the new high of the year, which is above here, is very close to not the old high of last year, but as far as liquidity goes and structure, we had a nice rejection in June 2023, July 2023, and of course the last week it reached right back up to that and then turned right back around. As formed a wick on the last week of December, it reached up to that area, forming a strong resistance. And the market couldn't go any higher from this price, and that price was 68.73. So yes, the market could, after sweeping this low, could come up here and maybe test 68.73 again, or maybe even break it. But I feel like if the market was going to make a new high and test these levels, why didn't it do it, in July? Even just a wick, why didn't it create a new high? It could have easily created a new high on this week of July, July 8th. It could have easily just kind of wicked up a little bit and took out that little high. And, maybe that would have enticed more buyers and maybe the market would have ticked up even more. Who knows? But they specifically stopped it right here, filling in this gap specifically. So if I want to look at it as far as a pattern, what could potentially happen? Maybe this area is going to get filled, on a weekly. Maybe this area, this gap from 67.25 to 67.05, that 20 pip gap on a weekly, that might get filled and we reverse. Maybe, but like I said, it's coming from an extreme low, a new low of the year. So when it's extreme pullbacks, usually it's extreme run up, typically. So this is going to be, like I said, we still have a lot of different levels. We do have this old weekly that we tapped into. Like I said, the market filled that. And now we have another weekly range right here, up under here. Who knows? I mean, even from this zone, one could say, yeah, we didn't close and fill in this range, but we did tap into it. So at least we came back to it, and that was the 4 hour. That's the second day of the year off the 4 hour time frame. So yeah, we didn't create a new high of the year, but it did what it had to do, reversing to a price, giving you an entry or exit and give you the utmost amount of profit for that move. Um, let's see. So yeah, that was a nice trade. I ain't gonna lie. Especially looking at this fair value gap we had from the first week of January. You had to wait all the way until the week of July 15th, to make that trade. That's a long wait. That's how swingers in those positions move. Now, if you were in that situation and you sold out, you probably took a lot of profit. Maybe you had to take profits down here, or maybe at the new low. But if you didn't and you expected this to be the new move of the year and the market was just going to tank, if you just waiting for it to fill in that gap, you might be kind of sweating. And everybody knows that if your entry is here, your stops might go be right above this high, which still can push the market to create a new high of the year if it wanted to. Feel like it had a chance to do it here, so I'm leaning more towards filling in this gap, maybe waking up to reject this range in this wedge. I mean, it's a trend line in this wedge, and then trading lower. Simple as that. So we go down to the daily. We have extreme clean traffic to the left. So even if we look at the daily, we have gaps we already filled. Another gap here on the daily, which coincides to that old weekly we saw. So if we look at, say, 67.21, 67.09, we look at the weekly, that same gap, 67.25 to 67.05. So it's that same gap on the daily, just minimized. So we want to keep an eye on this area. But like I said, we got a lot of clean traffic to the left. So not to say that we can reach for that new high of the year. It's going to take a lot. We got to fight through these ranges, fight through this trend line. But overall, the easy money is, I would say, right up under this weekly range. If not close out the whole position, for sure, take out like 75%. I wouldn't even do 50. I'll take out 75% because the chances of this is kind of up in the air. So you don't want to be heavy. This is like a good height, good level to take profit. So you want to take the majority out and let the rest run. Because it did what it had to do. If you was taking off half, that would have been like around here. When the market reached this area, you took buys down here. The market reached into this congestion, especially with this reversal and then a wick down. Like, yeah, that's where you want to take half at and let the rest run. Because this is uncertainty. You had to let time play out before you see the continuation. But still, when everybody was in there, especially when this wick down, I know a lot of people, even me, a lot of people was like, oh, we selling. Even though it didn't give us our engulfing, which that's how we enter trade. So granted, we didn't enter that, but it still looked as if like, oh shit. If the daily got this much pull, then maybe the 4 hours engulfing. So, it might be a good look for us to get into sales. But ultimately, when you see the market reversing, especially when you see structure built in, taking on new highs, see the market reversing, look for a previous area that the market needed to tap into before going high. As you can see, we have that here. It's probably going to be more visible on the 4 hour on where I drew this level at. But if you would have had a buy entry sitting on the top of this range to guarantee that you get entered, because if you had a midsection in the 50% range level of this range, you would have never got entered on that trade. So when you're looking at an entry, I always like to look for, if it's tracing down, I want to put my entry on the bottom. On the top of that range. If we're retracing back up for sales, I want to put my entry on the bottom of that range, so just to make sure I get into that. But I just can't, as far as what I'm looking at on the daily, I can't fade this clean traffic. I mean, it's doing what it's doing. It's eating it all up. I'm not sure what this sell-off is from. Pretty sure it was some kind of news event. Or it could have been that market event when the market, the crash that just recently happened. Not sure. I'm not looking at the stocks, but let me take a quick glance. July 15th. Let's pull up NVIDIA. Put up NVIDIA. July 15th. So yeah, that was pretty much that crash that happened. That's what that was. Jappy Bears. Be getting out of them some. Okay, let's go to the 4 hour. Still clean traffic to the left. Another gap we found on the 4 hour. That still falls in lines with the daily and the weekly. It's looking more as if this is the area we probably gonna struggle at. It's 67.25 to 67.05. So that is a key level. We've been looking at this price range on the weekly, the daily, and now the 4 hour. So that's enough to be a key level. So the market may not even tap into this all range. We already pretty much did what we had to do, filling this weekly range from the 8th and tapping into the seconds range. Like we didn't have to fill it, but we did return to this area. So this bullish move that we're sitting in right now might only go as high as 67.25. But at that price, it did what it came to do. It filled in all gaps, 4 hour daily, weekly, and probably is going. If we see, reversal patterns, bearish engulfings on the daily and the 4 hour, then bam, we locked in, ready to take the opposite side of the move. And it's simple as that, man. No need to really look at the 1 hour. It's gonna do what it's gonna do. Jappy pairs. We didn't get no bearish engulfings, nor did we get a bullish engulfing. But to get a bullish engulfing, we need 2 or more bearish candles. So for us to see that scenario play out as far as the bullish engulfing, price is going to have to come down and give us an array of bearish candles, at least 2 or more, and followed by bullish engulfing. And that's probably what we can look to add to this position on the Jappy pairs. Kind of same scenario. We do have like a gap here we could fill. It's possible we might come all the way down another 200 pips. I think that's kind of where I'm headed at right now. So yeah, we gonna be monitoring this one for sure. I would say just to be safe, I'm gonna say 146.50. It's a good area you want to look to probably possibly set stop losses, because if we're going to come down, it's possible you probably could catch, a nice little move down, waiting for that setup to go bullish so you can trade both sides. But yeah, that's what we're sitting at on that. EJ looked like it did what it had to do, and now it's turning bullish. Still didn't give us that bullish engulfing, but it's all good. We still have previous engulfings that are still in play. You look at it from that level, but we did fill in this, so it did what it had to do. Let's see if it's going to turn up more. Same thing for AJ. The trace filling this gap, did what it had to do, and now we pushing high. This one actually looks better as far as pretty much near its old high, the extreme high. Yeah. GJ, kind of the same scenario, but GJ is also looking like USD with the probability of more bears. I would say a sweet spot to start looking for an entry. You ain't got to enter at that, but maybe set a an alarm for 189.50. When the market gets there, be prepared and look for a bullish scenario, bullish engulfing that we can get into for the GJ. So AJ and EJ look the same. GJ and UJ possibly. And I could look at the UJ like this. The UJ did what it had to do. So possibly we can, maybe squeeze a bullish engulfing because the market could trend up here. Give us a wick to fill that wick. 2 bearish candles followed by a bullish engulfing. Yeah, it could happen. It could happen on the 4 hour. That could happen, by tomorrow morning. So there we have it. Let's take a look at the news and see what is going to catapult us into the future.
I just found this game that completely takes my mind off of everything. It's called Monopoly Go. It's based off of the Monopoly board game, and it's fast-paced with super cool graphics. And the best part, it's completely free with no ads. That's right, 0 ads.
Okay, no news on Sunday. Bam, news is up. Okay. What's up, school? I didn't know you was on this bit, brother.
Well,
Chilling. Looking at the news and shit. So we ain't got no news on Sunday or Monday evening. 11:50. Got already 8 minutes. Tuesday, nothing for the USD. So we do have CPI for the ER, but that might set up some moves for the EJ, which is kind of good right now. EJ, AJ kind of good, so that could add to our bullish move on that, or it could reverse. So we will keep an eye on that. But nonetheless, Wednesday, FOMC, big pusher at 1 p.m. We got the Jackson Hole, so you already know that's Powell will have a speech to all the central banks. That's what they do at the Jackson Hole. All the central banks meet up. I forgot where they meet up at, but they meet up and they talk about what the fuck is going on. So that's gonna move the market too. Whenever word get out of what he's talking about, that's gonna move the market. FOMC, we got that at 1. It's coming out at 7 on Wednesday. Thursday, of course, the same news as we always get. Initial jobless claims, 4-week average, continuing jobless claims. We also got S&P, global manufacturing and services. Got existing home sales. So Thursday gonna be a burner day. Whole lot of volatility. Then followed by another meeting that got Jackson Hole at 7 p.m. Yeah, it's gonna be a big week. Big week. Friday, looking into new home sales. Then the Fed chair is gonna speak on Friday. I guess kind of briefing everybody on what the fuck he was talking about Wednesday and Thursday. Then he go follow up with another meeting, 7 p.m. on Friday. So this, I mean, if you already in some positions, this is a good week to possibly increase that move. But it could, depending on what they say, or if they start talking about cutting rates and all that shit, it could have an effect on the market. So this could be one of the weeks where one, you might catch an entry early in the week, but by shit, I'm gonna say by Wednesday, Wednesday morning going into the afternoon, like you wanna really have your stop losses set, take profit set because the market is gonna go crazy with volatility. So I would kind of let that shit settle, let it ride. Don't get too tempted, and let this week do what it's gonna do to set up for next week. type shit. It's gonna go crazy. It's like it's damn near like some CPI shit type of volume that's gonna be in the market. So shit, crazy. But
Yeah. I kind of missed some of the stuff you were saying, Jeezy, when you was talking about like breaking down the chart and stuff with AU. But for the most part, I seen man, it looked like that rejection though. You were saying that it could go higher and whatnot, but that rejection on that low end, man, it looked like it was a straight liquidity snatch, you know.
oh yeah,
And it looked like it's trying to go straight higher, like it's about to go break all those highs. Not all of them, but you know, it's about to break expectations of just ranging. I think that mug might break out.
right.
I think so. I mean, just from the looks of it right now, of course, we got to wait and see what it actually does through analysis throughout the couple days.
I mean, you look at what that was August 5th. That bitch dropped like 150 pips and made a new low of the year. So yeah, that was definitely sweeping liquidity and it shot up from there.
Man, the whole market, everybody got scared. And like they say, man, when there's fear in the markets, that's when we want to buy. You know what I'm saying? That's when we want to buy. So, you know, that wasn't nothing but, like I said, liquidity. Everybody was on that same that fear stuff, taking their money out and all that. Man, what you think the bank's about to go do?
Stock market, everything. Look, everybody was looking for, it's just people taking profit. That's what caused that sale. Everybody taking profit.
And all that did was let smart money get better positions.
Hey.
You see what I'm saying? Like, people don't think about that. Like, man, smart money really need, like, if you think about it, who we don't like buying at the top. You think smart money won't buy it to just keep making more and more highs, newer highs?
True.
This the biggest drop since COVID. Everybody's scared.
Right.
My nigga, the smart money is gonna do that on purpose and make you fearful, just so they could get more, profits. That's where their profits come from.
They go buy the market up to entice you to keep buying. That's why niggas be having bubbles and shit. Cause everybody, that FOMO shit. They see everybody getting money, so they'll be like, shit, let me put my money in.
Yeah.
You buying
it. They like to just, it's all about the liquidity, bro. It's all about the liquidity. They can't keep buying against themselves, you know what I'm saying? Like buying against nothing. So they have to make everybody else try to sell or something. Like when that mud started dropping, you better believe some people started selling it for the long term. They thought that mud was about to crash out.
Oh, real talk.
You know what I'm saying? And now, what you think smart money did with all them people that were selling? They took all them profits, and these buys that they doing, and now they got even better positions. They got more positions probably. Like you said, they took profit at the top, so then a mug dropped hard, and now they took that profit. Now they set themselves up for the rest of the year. That mug about to probably fly out for the rest of the year. Not AU, but like certain markets like NASDAQ and stuff like that. Like, you know what I'm saying? The indexes. Them mugs probably gonna fly out for the rest of the year.
Them niggas, they'll like hedge funds and central banks or whatever, like people with large money, large positions, they don't trade like we trade. Like we could just at the button get into a position. Them niggas be having like billions of dollars they trying to enter the market, so they got to do that shit like they can't do it all on once. So when they buy, they'll sell at the top, but they'll make the market come back down so they can add more buys into the market. You feel me?
Exactly, bro. Exactly. They can't put all it. Like I said, they can't just put all their positions in. Like you said, one time. They can't just,
Yeah, that'll fuck the market up. That'll make the market just go one way.
And they wouldn't really. I don't know, like how to explain. Like the money would be definitely fake at that point. You know what I'm saying? It's like they're not making no money for real.
Nah, did that.
And that, I don't know what that would cause. Probably a true collapse or something.
Nah, it would. It would. That's in a way. I mean, it's an unfair market. It's a fair market when we have we have consolidation. That means the market is trying to find its fair price. But when the market's shooting up one way or shooting down one way, yeah, that's unfair. That's unevenness. That's a big position pushing it one way.
Right. Yeah, though, bro. Just to say though, your consistency with everything, bro. Man, every week I see a link pop up, and I sometimes I'm always doing it. Like even just now watching the Saints game, but I said, man, let me at least click in and try to listen to some of it, dog.
Nah,
Because you hear every week, bro.
every week, dog.
Every week, dog. That shit crazy, bro.
Nah, niggas gotta doing this shit, dog. That's like I know now after been doing this shit for like over 4 or 5 years, like the only thing stopping me right now is capital. Like all of the fear and greed, trade. I'm cool on that shit. Psychology, I'm cool on that shit. Like, shit, like right now, I only be doing like maybe 2 or 3 trades a week. Even though we do all we be waiting for that sweet ass spot.
That's all you need is 2-3 trades a week.
That's all you
to
need.
Get and bro, if you following the trend, you can hold those trades for the week.
Facts.
Sometimes, you know what I'm saying?
I'm still in buys from last week. So like I ain't, I'm waiting for this bitch to go up to level before I get out. But yeah.
Yeah, bro. That'd be easy money, And what I realized too, with this little bit of money, nigga be over leveraging, bro.
And it's easy to do so because it's to a nigga that got a little bit of money or whatever. It's easy to replenish that. $50, $100, easy to throw that back in there, type shit. But if you look at it just from a scale, like the number we figured out was the viable number was 25K. You account for 25K, especially on the forex. You, especially on Australian dollar, like it's different for other pairs because they move, but this one a little more predictable. But Australian dollar, like you could easily get 10 pips out of that. On average, it'll move like 60 to 80 pips a day, so you could easily probably get 10. You ain't gonna win, you're gonna have losses, but it's easy to get 10.
Right.
At 10 pips with 25K, that's like a band. That's $100 a pip. 10 pips, a band a day. Like that's life-changing money type shit. Like that right there. Like you don't need 150K, 200 band. You don't need all that. You just need and really half of that, because half of that will give you 500 a day. So that's some good money. So yeah, you don't need a lot. You don't need a lot for this shit, and that's the goal. That'll put a nigga in position where you ain't got to go to work no more.
Right, bro. Real talk. I wasn't working towards.
That's cheaper than a lot of shit.
And like you said, bro, it's really about scaling up.
It is.
All that nigga could do right now, try to scale up a good 10K or something, 25K,
Right.
Whatever works for you.
For that, like around 2 years from now, like 2026, nigga should be like, if everything goes planned, and you don't let your losers get out of hand and let your winners go, around that time, it should be touching that number. Could be sooner, could be later, but
is it 10 months? I'm talking about 10 days. Now I'm just playing.
Nah, real tough.
Nah, that's our mentality as traders, but you definitely have to take the time, bro.
Nah,
I'm gonna just see where the journey go. Me and my homeboy, we came up with this little strategy to where, like, and I never heard nobody really talk about this before him. And it's crazy because he's new to the game, And he said, man, I'm gonna start using a certain amount of lot sizes per capita. I'm not gonna let myself use. I'm gonna make my own, risk management. Like I'm not gonna like try to max out my, not. I know everybody don't max their trades up, max their lot sizes.
Yeah,
but like, say you do niggas get like me. I get on NASDAQ with like the real NASDAQ with like $150 in my account, and trade that bitch. You hear me?
Yeah, that bitch.
I done ran up a couple hundred like that before, but it'd be like nigga will wind up losing it back or something.
Facts.
You know,
Facts.
and it's like when I'm running into him, he like, man, I done damn. It was like 2 weeks he was holding, 2-3 weeks he holding a trade and all that. Man, he was like, man, I done turned 100 to like 5, and he was trying to continue to hold the trades throughout that crash, and that wound up dropping it, you know, messing him up because he's still learning. Like I say, he's still new to it. But when you do less lot sizes, smaller lot sizes, it's easier to hold. You see what I'm saying? It's easier to sit in that trade and just sit there and wait for whatever to happen. Like if you get on that mug and you go on that 8-hour chart or that 4-hour chart and you put a nice stop loss from off of that chart and use that as a stop loss, and then like you know what I'm saying, a rejection area on there, and then you use that as your stop loss on a bigger time frame, and you using small lots. I mean, so think about if NASDAQ, you go on NASDAQ mini, right? And you do like a small lot size, and that mug move like $500, but you probably gain like $80 out the 500. But see, if you add to your positions every 100 points or something like that, you see what I'm saying? Right. You can add it as a bill until it make it to your desired take profit type shit. Like say if you're looking for 500, 1,000, you add every 100, and what you have in save lot sizes, it's not gonna scare you to hop out, and as well you can follow, you can trail stop loss as it makes new dips, as it makes a new rejection area. You could trail that with your, you know what I'm saying? So that way you always in profits and never going against you as long as you follow that.
That's better than like putting a whole big position on the first trade.
You said do what?
I said that's way better. Like you incrementally adding instead of putting a whole big position on the first trade.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And it really is better for your psychology. Like that's a good thing.
That's what bro. You're not scared to enter. The most important fucking thing.
Out. You enter that shit in the large trade, you're gonna be stressed out when that bitch go against you.
Dog, heart not beating, nothing.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? That's the most important thing. Not because I'm about to give you the coolest analogy. Steph Curry shoot threes, right? How many air balls you seen him shoot?
I ain't never seen one. I'm cool.
Oh, well, nah, he shot a few of them. Oh. But people don't even acknowledge his air balls.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Like that. Like you might know about him, but you ain't worrying about how many air balls this man shot.
Right.
You thinking about how many shots he made.
Right.
The ones that mattered.
No.
The cold shit he did that nobody, you know what I'm saying, you ain't seen before.
Right.
You feel me? And when it comes to like that, think about, he wasn't scared to shoot.
Thanks.
That nigga didn't give a fuck who, what, where.
Taking crazy ass, risky ass shots.
He didn't give a fuck what the position was. I'm shooting that bitch. It looked good.
Right.
Oh, I got a little space.
Right.
Beautiful space. Tripping. Shoot that bitch. But think about it. If you got a small enough lot size, you ain't worrying about it.
Yep.
Shoot that bitch. Because you probably, if you got $100 in there, you use a small lot size, you might lose $5-10 out this trade, even though that bitch went against you $300, 300 point. You might have lost $5-10. But if it would have went with you, you probably could have gained 50. Now you done 50% your account. You see what I'm saying?
And then things like that, losing 10% or whatever, nigga, off $100, you got 10 opportunities to lose like that.
Yeah, but think about this too, is what I'm saying. If you're using a 4-hour chart, a bigger time frame as your entry, you see what I'm saying? If you're using that like as to tell you which direction is going in, and then you use it for a stop loss as well. Like if you put say you on that 4-hour, I like to use the 8-hour. Say you on that 8-hour, and you see that it made, like, say it's going in red, it's going green, right? And then you see one red candle, and then you see the green start to engulf the red, right? Then as soon as you see that, say you enter right there where it start to engulf, you put that stop loss at the bottom of that wick. You see what I'm saying? At the red candle. the wick, and then you could just ride that mug throughout the whole, you know, whatever it's gonna do.
A larger time frame.
Exactly. And what I'm saying, that could have been like 200 points. It depends. Sometimes you might catch something where it's just 100-point stop loss. You probably risking $3 to the 100. You see what I'm saying? Because your position type shit. Sometimes it might be $10, but it don't matter where you entering because your lot sizes are small.
Thanks.
You see what I'm saying? It don't matter if you late to the trade.
Yeah, you ain't nervous about it.
Exactly, bro. I don't give a fuck if I'm late. Shoot that bitch.
Yeah.
Shoot that bitch. Because I have plenty of times where, well, I'm at church. I had plenty of times where a nigga was late to the trade and I'm scared to enter because I know if this bitch just do a correction, I'm gonna lose a bunch of money.
Right.
If it's just correct.
Yep.
But if you use a small little lot sizes, that bitch could correct long as it don't turn and reject all the way.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? And think like that, bro. If you trade with that psychology, like with that kind of strategy, it breaks the psychology part of it. Like it breaks the mental fear part of it. Like unless you just don't know how to trade.
Facts. As I said, if you got your strategy down, you got an edge in the market, you will never be fearful to take a trade. The only thing that's gonna scare you out of taking trades is if you putting on too big of a size.
Exactly, bro. And that's the niggas want to make money too fast. If you really realize that if you would have been, since you started doing this shit, if you would have just been scaling up with small lot sizes, you would be at the 25,000 already, past the 25,000 at this point, brother. You see what I'm saying? But nigga trying to make 3 racks off of $300 in fucking 3 weeks,
right?
Which is possible. We all know it's possible in the market.
That's the fucked up thing about people, because when you go on, like when you search Google and YouTube, that's what everybody promoting.
Right.
Everybody promoting that you could take $10 to $1,000 in a week. So niggas come with that mindset. Nobody talking about trading to relieve yourself from working in 4 years. That ain't gonna get you no clicks. Ain't nobody interested. They're trying to get rich tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
You feel me?
Wrong mindsets.
Facts. And it take when you don't have that mindset to begin with, it's gonna take trial and error till you come to a realization like I'm doing this shit.
And it was crazy. I've been trading unsuccessfully for 5 years.
Yeah, I would say this year is probably my best year out of my whole year from trading so far. But it took all that time for me to like come to terms with myself, like, hold up, bro, you doing too much over leveraging, you doing too much just crazy ass trading and shit. Like you gotta treat this shit like a business.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
And that's what I'm saying. When you fuck up enough, you're gonna realize, especially when you're determined and you can do some shit
to work.
You gonna learn it. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
I done fucked up enough, boy. I'm telling you, over leveraging is not where it's at. That's what I even was watching a podcast earlier today. They were saying that one of the best things is risk management. You gotta have risk management.
Gotcha.
Because you could lose. I was watching a short. And Mug said somebody was like, dude lost 98% of his trades or something. 98%.
Yeah, I know. Mark Douglas, he was saying that shit.
And made 400 million or something like that. 4 million, I don't know. I was like, what?
Yeah.
Risk management, bro.
If your losers is all 10%, but your winners is 200%.
Come on.
You feel me? Like, you always.
Come on, bro. So that's all. I ain't really trying to preach, but nigga just want to say some real shit.
Nah, real talk.
You heard me? And I know if anybody, I don't know who all in here, but if it's just me and you, nigga, at the end of the day,
at the end of the day, like this more of a weekly and daily journal for niggas to just have, come together and chop it up, see what the market's doing, and this for us. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
And, I ain't trying to make no money off of YouTube type shit. This for us. This
right.
Something to look back at to see the growth. Like
bro. And that's what I'm saying. This gonna bring us to that next level. I want to see us in fucking somewhere. You know what I'm saying? Chilling on a yacht or something.
Real
you know what I'm saying? Because like I said, bro, I just been saying you're dedicated, dog. You like, you know what I'm saying? I see the link pop up every week, so it's like, yeah, bro. Let me go up in here and talk some shit with him, and at least just listen. You
Nah,
know.
yeah, man. I'm gonna stick with this shit. Like it ain't go. I don't think I. Eventually, you know, nigga probably scave, especially once you get to that certain level of success. But yeah, like I'm for sure. I'm locked into that 25K for sure.
Oh yeah, I'm nigga locked in as long as this shit exists.
Real talk. Real talk.
Your mind going away. I ain't quitting, dog. As fucked up as it be sometimes.
No, real talk. I already know. Niggas got real lives to live. You hear me? So yeah,
Yeah,
we still locked in, even though we don't really chop it up like that. Trust me.
hell yeah. Another thing is waking up. I don't know if you in the New Orleans area at that time frame, but
I'm in.
waking up between, huh?
I said I'm in Dallas, but I'm in the same time frame though.
Oh yeah, the time zone.
Hmm.
Waking up between 6:30. You know what I'm saying? Between 6 o'clock and 7 o'clock is one of the most vital things.
Yeah.
If you wake up, you got to treat this shit like a job. That's the most important times of the trading week.
Facts.
You got to wake up and just go at least, you know what I'm saying, study the market, see if you can see a position between 6:30 and 7:30, see some early moves coming in or whatever, what you could predict, because during London, all type of shit be going on.
Man,
That's the pre New York.
man, you ain't never lying.
Like you could have got in at 12 at night and made money and then wake up to it. You know what I'm saying? So and just follow that trend during New York. So
Yep.
if you wake up at 6, 7 o'clock, you got a head start on the people that's getting up at 8:30, waiting after news and all of that. The
Right.
news just gonna all the news gonna do is
It's a
just
reason why they drop.
do a quick correction.
There's a reason why all the news come out at that time. You never see a lot of U.S. news come out at 5 p.m. The market already closed, or even 4 p.m. You know, the market they do that shit right when it's the most volatile time, when London is crossing over with New York.
Mm-hmm.
You said right. 7,
Most of the time, bro, all the market's gonna do is follow what London did.
Yep.
That's what I usually see. If
And
London was
now,
buying,
I don't know if you've been noticing, but London been following what Asia been doing now. Because really, the Asian session is what pop it all. They're the first ones to open up the market.
Yeah,
The Asian session,
it has been moving.
That bitch been moving like that. 8, 9, 10 p.m.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you'll see that. And it's like you gotta look at it like this. All the different sectors, not the sectors, but the different time
zone, time
like
frame.
different like Asian, London, and all that shit. Them niggas work together. Like, no, you should never. Nobody should ever have a thought to where like they compete.
Right.
It's
Exactly. Right. And exact.
like an alley-oop, like a basketball. When a nigga,
Exactly, bro.
Asian,
Throwing a nigga in the air for a backflip or
Asian
something.
throw it up, London about to go up and catch it and dunk that bitch and sell it all. And when they do that shit, US is gonna buy them lows and push it back up. Like it's always an alley-oop. That's how they trade.
Factual, bro.
Real talk.
Factual. That shit, that's exactly what it is.
Real shit.
Yeah, bro. Like, but waking up between, but I just think that's important because you could just I found that I'm late to so many trends, so many trades. Waking up late, I have alarm set and everything.
Yep.
You feel me? For 6:30, 7:30, 7:40, sleeping on them. But I hit that bitch and go right back to sleep. Sometimes I don't even hear it. But you gotta have that dog in you, bro.
I'm gonna
You
tell
know
you.
what I'm saying?
I'm gonna tell you like this. This will help me out, and I know because I ain't a morning person either. I don't really do mornings too well. But what I do now, like I be doing Lyft. I be driving Lyft and shit, and I do that shit overnight. So when I get off, I'm coming into the London and New York crossover. So I'll be kind of a little high on just being up all night. And I have that energy coming into the morning and I'm already up, ready for the markets to go crazy and shit. That's what helped me. Cause I ain't gonna lie, would you like waking up in the morning? Yeah, I am not a morning person.
Yeah,
Not a morning. It was to the point I could stay up later more than waking up early in the morning. So I was damn near about to transition for moves, you know, during the Sydney session, Asia session, London session, because that USD, yeah, it'd be hard to wake up at that time. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah, bro. I've been saying though, you gotta wake up like you late for work, dog.
Yeah.
You gotta wake up like you late for school or something.
Yeah.
You know? Like how you oh shit, what time it is?
It's that important, bro, because
it is. It's real.
I mean, what other industry gonna give you money like this? This shit, like you gotta treat it like that. Like,
nigga, if you're gonna wake up for a job that's gonna pay you a certain amount an hour, and you can't wake up for something that could pay you possibly $1,000 an hour.
Come on. Nah, real tough.
You can't jump up for that shit.
Real
Something
tough.
is wrong, my nigga.
And what a lot of niggas get lazy to is the fact that that job typically gonna pay you no matter what. You come do them hours, they gonna give you your money. Trade don't work like that. You could spend 30 hours sitting in front of that screen and not make no money. You feel me? So you gotta have, you know, it's that too. You do have to have that, but like that
I mean, but that comes with learning the game, dude. You gonna have losers. Everybody take losers, but you gotta learn the game. Like find a mentor, find somebody that already do this shit.
Right,
you know what I'm saying? You can't just be out this bitch thinking you about to jump into this shit, you know, like them niggas do on the demo.
Right.
Nigga get on the demo, turn 10,000 to 40,000 and all that.
Come on.
You know what I'm saying? Put that real money in there and lose they fucking everything they thought they knew.
a lot of them niggas that people be learning from, especially when you get to that YouTube shit, like that shit be that should be kept, because a lot of these niggas that be on YouTube be, you know, they sell courses, they sell memberships, which is cool. Get your bread. But what niggas don't realize is that money that they be making, that replenishes the losses.
Right.
You feel me?
That helped them out.
$50,000 loss and not show you, take 20 bands from sales, put it in on the opposite side of the trade and make 80 bands. And now that's a new post on social media. Like niggas don't be thinking about that shit. Like,
right and exact, bro. But I feel like you just need something to, you know, be able to put some money in the market. Try to put $100 a week in that bitch if you can, every 2 weeks. Whatever you could do, even if it's 50 every 2 weeks. Put something in that motherfucker until you build it up to a certain amount. To where now when you doing a small lot size, the small don't look, you know what I'm saying? It's small.
You making like a couple of hundred a day off the small lot size.
Right, exactly. The small look big now, but
press to increase your lot size just so you can see some real money.
Yeah, bro, you gotta take your time, bro. Most important thing, bro. Take your time with yourself. Take your time with the markets. This shit not gonna happen overnight, but it ain't gonna happen in 5 years neither. You can make this shit happen in a year, but you gotta be disciplined. No, literally, you think it's a game. I've literally doubled my account a bunch of times, right? In one trade, right?
Hey.
Hit me up, right? Now I've heard my partner was on this shit. He was on this shit serious. He was like, you could turn a penny into doubling a penny or something, like 20 times turn into 20 million or some shit like that. He was saying. I don't know how much what the number is, but it was something million. I was like, that nigga, ain't no way, son. I know how to count.
That shit real though. I looked at that shit too. That shit real.
I said, ain't no fucking way. Nigga went to do the math. Damn, actually, that bitch might just. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. It's crazy. You can literally double your account in one trade, right? But if you fucking sitting here trying to do that shit every day, every trade, you know what I'm saying? Instead of just taking time, catching that shit when it comes. You know what I'm saying? Taking it when it comes and still adding that 50 every 2 weeks. You know what I'm saying? Until you get to 2,000 or whatever that number is you're looking for, that make you, when you're looking at that 10%, what 10% of 2,000 is? What, 200? 200, right? 200 a day, right quick. You know what I'm saying? You looking at that shit like, all right, cool. I can put that in my pocket. I can go buy this. I can go, you know what I'm saying? I done made 1,000 this week. You know what I'm saying? Type shit. Like, I done made a rack this week, so now you're going to be looking at that shit a little different. But you got to fucking build up to that. You got to get there, bro. You got to get there. I think the journey is important to be patient. And not, like I said, small lot sizes.
A sports analogy, like niggas need to like realize that even doing like 50% to 100%, which is doubling your whole trade and something, that's a home run, fam. That's hitting a home run. How many niggas in baseball you know every time they come up to bat hit a home run?
Not at all.
Niggas be bunting.
Impossible.
The game. Niggas be hitting ground balls to win the game. So it ain't all about hitting home runs. It's about winning the game.
Right.
You feel me? So you
and what's winning the game to you?
It's gonna feel great. Yeah, you potentially hit a grand slam, get 4 runs in 1 hit. That's cool. But nigga need to be used to hitting them ground balls. Get that little 10 pips, get some 20 pips, get some 30 pips, and be cool with that shit. Because as your account grows, that 20, 30 pips go grow. It ain't gonna be $20 no more. Eventually, that shit gonna be 20 bands.
Right. And then you looking at 10% of that is 2,000.
Move though, but your equity bigger.
Right. Now that, like I said, that fucking 10% of that is 2,000. Huh?
Man, come on.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, you know, and I tried the little 10% rule too, and the journey, 10% journey, 10% a week I was doing. And it was cool at first. Like I got good. I was busting that shit down. But then I started busting weeks like I was getting like 50% and shit. And then I started upping my shit, trying like I could do 20% a week. And then, you know what I'm saying? Nigga fucking everything up, trying to switch the fucking move up the shit.
That's just true. Like everything should be rule based. You should have rules when you increase your lot size.
Exactly.
You know,
and that's why
you feel good. Like it should be like a dollar amount. Maybe you don't increase your account size once you hit this certain threshold type shit.
What me and my homeboy do, we came up with, we want to do, I think a 0.01, and this is on NASDAQ mini, like a mini. You know what I'm saying? Of one of those big movers like US 30 mini. A 0.01, which is a penny on the dollar per $25 you have in your account. So if you got $100 in your account, you could do a 0.04. 4 pennies on the dollar per. You see what I'm saying?
I got you.
And that way, that's hella safe. And it sounds like that ain't no money. Bro, I'm sitting here looking at that shit like, man, if that shit go against you 300 pips, that's like $30 or something like that. You know what I'm saying?
That bitch move that though. That's the thing about it. Them things move like that.
And that's the whole point.
They move.
That's the whole point.
Like, look, last week, like we just started trading. We started adding the Jappy pairs because we just seen how them bitches was moving. Especially looking at the interest rate. You look at the Japan interest rate compared to all the other currencies, like it's a big ass fucking difference. So you see that extension in they moves and shit.
Yeah, I definitely trade GJ.
I'm on I think one of them hoes, I think it's UJ or EJ, and them hoes up 500 pips. I ain't never seen it and will never see that in Australian dollar. One, I don't hold trade.
Right.
That
Yeah. Dog, no. GJ moved about 3,000. That bitch can move 3,000 in a day.
That shit crazy, dog.
Yeah, bro. I'm plucking on GJ. I was trying to do some fucking I was trying to do those funded accounts. Man, I'm beating my shit one day, then the next day, like I beat my first phase, then the next phase, I always fail that second one type shit. Trying to fuck with that. But GJ, dog, I'm passing that shit in one day.
What be the phases though? Like it'd be like they tighten the parameters on you or something?
They want you to make 10% of your account and well, you ain't got no time limit. They want you to make 10% of your account, right, to pass the phase. The way you fail is if you lose 5% in a day, or if you lose 8% No, like 10% overall. So you can't even lose 10% of that account overall, or you gonna fail the you know.
Got you.
Yeah, it's cool though. Like I fuck with it, but that's just another thing to show you risk management. You know, it really teach you how to really like learn the percentages and shit. Like learn about, oh, okay, I'm risking this much this trade. You know what I'm saying? Because that shit is important. Knowing how many, like you said, you get 10 tries. You know what I'm saying? Is 10 enough for you? Do you need 20? Do you need 40?
Type shit. How much the most be?
Like FTMO probably the one of the most trusted, and that shit they kind of high. I ain't gonna lie. They got one called Smart Prop. That shit probably so like they got $10,000 account, right? $10,000 account. That bitch probably what Smart Prop probably like 140, 160. With FTMO is like 190 something. It used to be cheaper. It used to be like fucking $100 for the 10,000. I guess the prices went up. Everything went up on that shit. But you know, like you could get a $100,000 account for like 800, 900. You know, and shit, man. If you take your time, like I said, small lot sizes, 0.01 per 25. Nah, that's hella money. You know what I'm saying?
You can't withdraw that shit until you like pass all the phases.
Well, so that way, all right. So yeah, you can't withdraw until so after you beat your 2 phases, you become a funded trader. Now, you don't get paid until 3 weeks after that. So you get paid, I think, every 2 weeks after that first 3 weeks, you get paid, and then you get your refund back, whatever you paid for the you know, you get that back, and you get whatever you made in the markets in those 3 weeks. It's like a job. Then you get paid every 2 weeks after that.
Okay.
Type shit. So it's worth it. It's definitely worth it. When you know, getting $25,000 for $300.
Right. One thing I do respect about that shit is the fucking the fact that they put certain parameters on you. I mean, granted, even though that's causing more niggas to fail and jump back in, but it's teaching motherfuckers like
risk management,
leverage and shit. Like when it's giving you them rules, you can't go for 5% losses and shit like that. That's keeping niggas within range, not going too crazy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, right and exact, bro. Right and exact. All that revenge trading and all that shit gotta go. Learn to fucking get one trade during the day. Find something you like. See 2 different trades. The one, whatever the fuck you see. Go to all your trades, setups, and be like, all right, I like how that look, and I love how this look. Go to both of those. Put your fucking trade in. Put your stop loss in. Put your take profit in. Hold them motherfuckers until one of them hit. And now, as far as if you're gonna do what I do, add as you need to add positions as you see fit. See what I'm saying? Like I said, I add every 100 because there's enough room to where, like my partner was talking about adding every $25. I said, nah, nigga, that bitch could. You be done put all them positions in.
Hundreds, fuck.
Huh?
I said that bitch be moving fast like that, so 100 is the threshold for that. Huh?
Yeah, cause see, it like to hit hundreds and then it'll reject or hit 50s and reject type shit like NASDAQ. So every 100 is kind of safe when you compare it to like I feel like every $25 you trying to put a position in, and that mug go up 50 points and then 60 points, you done put 2 extra positions in, and that bitch just go against you. Compared to like if you just wait for the 100, usually if that bitch done made 100 points, that bitch could bust another 100. You know what I'm saying? Type shit.
Nah, fair.
And even if it don't, like if it reject, and if you really fucking analyze that chart correctly, and they like on the 8-hour chart when that mug made when NASDAQ I think dropped, when it dropped, it went up, and then it wicked against the lows like 4 times on the 8-hour chart before it went up some more. It was like, bro, it wicked. So if you would have bought all you have to do is put a stop loss under those wicks.
Yeah.
And you'll be straight. That's an 8-hour chart. That shit not going back over there for some time.
Now,
if it did it if it went for 4 candles, that's a day and some change.
right.
So for a whole day, it could reject it, huh?
Yeah, you gotta have patience with that.
Yeah, for the 8-hour, but it's so worth it, bro. It's so, like you say, you're only taking 3 trades a week anyway. Why you can't wait for the perfect setup?
Nah, fact. I think that Jay, that boy Scully, that boy used an 8-hour a lot.
I think it's important. It's vital.
Yeah,
to trade.
Three candles is a day. 8 hours. 8-hour candle, 3 candles. That's a whole day.
Yeah. That's why I think it's vital, because it takes away from all of that choppiness, all of that extra. You see in the top, you see the bottom. Either it gotta come here. It gotta come here first before it start rejecting. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And usually, bro, it comes there before it rejects and hit where your stop loss would have been at. Sometimes, most of the time, it never go to that stop loss if you're using an 8-hour chart. That mug gonna continue to trend.
Yeah.
And that's what I've grown to realize. So, and the thing that's been making me lose in previous weeks was that I've been over leveraged. But like I said, my partner been telling me this for like the past couple weeks. He been saying, man, I use the 0.01 per 25, brother, and I've been coming up off that shit. I like, woo, woo, woo. I'm like, yeah, you know what? And after I blew this last account, I put like $150 in this little account and blew that shit last week, right? I said, man, fuck that. I'm with you, dog. I'm done over leveraging, dog.
Yeah, dog.
Fuck this shit, dog. Over leveraging is not where it's at. Let me let you know, nigga. I done did it so many times. Yes, you can make
Jay, one thing that Jay do that I implement heavy. That nigga he'll look on a smaller time frame, like on a 1 hour, and wait for like a bullish engulfing candle, like from a low, and enter in a small ass trade, like a very small, like this, where like you said, where you not gonna get emotional about it, very like a tester. And once he go to the 4 hour, and once the 4 hour show that same bullish engulfing, then he add in heavy on that bitch.
Yeah, it's like a confluence trade. Once both of those line up, then I could go in heavy on those larger trades.
That shit be working golden, boy, because it gets you out of that initial, like, oh, I see the move, let me get in. And once that possibly go against you, that's when all them fears come in, all the
and
doubt.
Then what's good about that is, because when you enter sometimes and that bit go against you, it go against you as soon as you enter sometimes.
Sometimes, yeah.
So that'd be perfect. Like, you done put that small position in, and that mother went against you. It's like, whoo.
And if it really went against you, you could get out at a loss that never even mattered.
Exactly, bro.
It didn't even matter for that loss, because it's another trade right around the corner.
Exactly, bro. Yeah, man, I love it. I love it, dog. Yeah, man. I'm so like sure about this shit, dog. This road, I'm with you. I just read all that shit. Road to 25K. I said, shit, I'm with you. I'm so sure about this shit, dog. I put 500 in my shit this week.
No, facts.
You feel me? And I said, bro, I'm just going 500, a 0.01 per 25. That's like that's a 0.2. You heard me? You know what I'm saying? And I can run it like that, dog. I can just take my time and run that shit. Every 100, just add another 0.2 on that bitch. Add another. You know what I'm saying? 0.8. Every 100, add a 0.8.
When you starting like that, look at your progress from like weekly and monthly. Like, don't ever look at daily progress, because that should have fucked you up. And look at your progress in the form of percentages instead of
for sure,
all that shit.
I have I keep in my notes every week. I put how much I had last week. I got a whole chart: week 1, week 2, week 3, week 4, and I put how much I had, and I put the percentage I gained or lost. type shit. So I know how much I lost in a week. I know how much I gained this week, type shit. I put how much if I add some money to it, I add the dollar amount I added it, how much it turned my account to. Like, yeah, I get serious with it. You got to. Like
Bro,
you said, you got to do that shit.
That's how niggas build multi-million-dollar businesses. Ain't nobody built no business off of just throwing shit around. Like, you got to treat it like a business, like real talk.
Real talk. And that's how you know, all right, on average, I can make about 10%.
Yep.
I know this. I see it.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
You got
and
that.
literally, you can, like you said, 10% ain't nothing to do in the markets. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, bro. I'm ready. I mean, I don't want to ask you where you at, but I'm ready to see us all make it to that 25K shit. I'm trying.
Like I said, it's probably like as far as what I've been on track record to make a week and the percentage and what I know I can add to the account. Shit, I'm gonna keep it real. My ability to add money to the account probably gonna get me to that 25K along with my trades way back. You feel? So
Yes, sir.
I would say projected about like 2026. That's around that time. Niggas should be around that time. Like, and that's like extreme. Like, of course, that shit could happen December next year. You know, if everything was to work out perfect. But just on being modest about it, yeah.
For sure, dog. I think we could do it for real. They just gotta, like we're talking about, be patient, bro. Patience, my G. Patience, my G. But shit, I ain't trying to hold you and shit.
Nah, yeah, we about to get off this whole problem. But you already know we back in the bitch every Sunday, man.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. I love this, bro. I know I ain't been around, but shit, I'm try to tap in as much as I can, man. And shit, see, we gonna tap in, and I'm gonna let you know where I'm at on the journey. Shit, you let me know how good you doing. Shit, and I know we gonna be doing great. You know what I'm saying? And whoever else tap in on it, man. Shit, for sure.
All right, brother.
All right, Jesus. Good talking to you, though.
Sure, yes, sir. So we got to wrap this up. We'll be back next Sunday, another live here, man. Breaking down the Australian dollar. Just to sum things up, like I said, ultimately 67.25 to 67.05 is the key level for Australian dollar as far as for some nice areas to take profit and probably look for a reversal. If we go higher, good, but that'll be the next level I'm looking for the market to struggle at and possibly get a daily engulfing, a bearish daily engulfing, 4-hour engulfing, and we could trade the opposite side. But yeah, that's where we are right now. We'll keep everybody updated in the Telegram as much as we can. Other than that, we'll see everybody next Sunday. Peace out.